Hello YouTube! Welcome to a first look at the Vulture in 1.2 beta. The Vulture is one of two new ships added to the game, and it is the one that I've been, I think, most looking forward to. My favorite ship up until this point to fly in the game was the Eagle, but its lack of firepower kept me from flying it. It just, frankly, isn't that useful. It's dirt cheap, but even with Class 1 cannons, I didn't find it to be that effective to overcome Vipers or Cobras. Well, this is really the fulfillment of a wish of having a ship that's very maneuverable, doesn't have papier-mâché for armor and shields, and can really be a bane of the existence for Python pilots, Anaconda pilots, Asp pilots, Clipper pilots, people flying medium to large class ships. Due to the fact that it has two Class 3 hardpoints. Now, I'm equipping with cannons. There are a number of drawbacks to this ship, and I'll touch on those here in a second. The first one, though, being power. It is strapped for power, much like the Eagle is, much like the Viper is these days. In fact, I'm not entirely sure you could fit two Class 3 beam lasers on this ship and actually have enough power to do anything else. So you're going to have to pick and choose modules. Now, I've got 2 point defense, 2 chaff on here, and a shield cell bank. And I can't, even with A-rated everything, I can't power that many devices on this ship. In order to carry that shield cell bank, I actually have to power it down in the modules menu, and then unpower my weapons, power up the shield cell bank, activate the shield cell, let it take effect, and then power it back down, turn on my guns in order to use it. So that's kind of clunky and awkward in combat. I could very easily see it getting somebody killed in the heat of battle. Now, its shields does seem to be fairly resilient. I did get my shields taken down a couple times, and that'll lead to another problem we'll talk about here in a minute. But if it's going to be a combat ship, how well does it perform in combat? Well, this NPC had the gall to interdict me, and it's an NPC Python. The AI in this release is supposed to be getting an overhaul and be a little bit more difficult in cases. Certainly AIs can form wings. I've already had reports of people saying, hey, I got pulled over by 4 Sidewinders or 3 Eagles. So they can now group up and gang up on you. I'm wondering how some of the solo players are going to take that. But here I am. I'm shooting at the Python, and I'm missing shots. Part of this is the fact I'm just out of practice with cannons. Part of it's getting used to the maneuverability and placement of the weapons. And the weapons are close enough together that this works against medium to large size ships. As you'll see in a clip here in a moment, against smaller ships like Eagles, Vipers, and fighters such as the Condor, the Imperial Fighter. With cannons, at least, it's very difficult. I'm hoping for Class 3 multi-cannons at some point, and I'm sure some people will put gimbaled weapons on there to make up for lack of flight skills. I prefer fixed weapons if I'm going to go into a ship this maneuverable. I'm good enough of a pilot to hit what I'm aiming at, generally speaking, with a little bit of practice. Now, here I am trying to hit an Imperial Fighter, and it's just not going well. In fact, after a few shots here, I just give up entirely and go back to trying to hit targets I know I can actually hit. If I had pulse lasers or beam lasers or multi-cannons, this would probably be a little bit different of a fight, but at least with Class 3 cannons and the rate of speed that the projectiles move at, hitting a small, nimble target like this or an Eagle is just very, very difficult. Even a Viper can present problems depending on what angle you get at it. So I'm going to go and attack this unlucky commander who chose the wrong side in this war zone. He's flying a Cobra here, and not exactly sure. I think he's going after this Anaconda. Looks like it. And I'm going to save this Anaconda here. I'm able to keep a very tight circle even without flight assist off around the Cobra, so it is certainly more maneuverable than the Cobra. I miss a lot just because I'm out of practice with cannons, but it's not really going to matter too much here. Now, the Cobra still does have a significant speed advantage. The ship maxes out about 350, 360, I believe, on boost, which, again, puts it about the same speed as an Eagle. And there's all she wrote. At a medium to short range against a Cobra, due to its width, you can hit it. but that's about the smallest of a ship that I would want to engage with it. Now, here's the other weakness. Once your shields go down, the placement of the canopy is in such a spot that it is very, very, very easy to lose your canopy. I lost it here to this Python. I lost it again to an Anaconda with turreted weapons. The placement of it means you better spring for an A-rated life support module because you're going to need it. I think that this is a ship that's going to suffer a lot from or a lot of combat losses due to canopy breaches. I've not had this problem recently flying other ships, so this is a noted, what I would call, drawback for flying the Vulture. So overall, it fulfills the niche of a small maneuverable fighter that can punch above its weight, as it were. It's going to be the bane existence for Anaconda pilots, Python pilots, folks who've been relying on maneuverability versus, or I should say, just raw sheer firepower versus the piloting skill of other pilots. So in the hands of a relatively skilled pilot, this ship will perform adequately well. Again, its shields are good, not great. Armor seems to be okay as well. I've never gotten below 50% hull in any of the engagements, and I'll go on to kill this Python. I'll go on later to kill an Anaconda, even after having my canopy breached here. Of course, you lose your aiming reticles, but I'm good enough, or getting a good enough feel of where those shots are going to land, that I don't necessarily need the inertial targeting reticle. Whoa, there goes a plasma accelerator bolt. That would have probably been pretty devastating to get hit in. So if you're looking for a small maneuverable fighter that can stick it to the big guys, hey, the Vulture's it. The one thing we don't know about the ship right now is going to be its price in game. It's 100 credits during beta for everybody to test it out and try it out. But that's basically my initial impressions of the ship. Be sure to like, subscribe, share the channel. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.